I started with Ambien, went to Lunesta, went through some of the newer sleep drugs. All of them just would do a reverse on me. If anything, they'd make me more anxious. I would just be drugged but not sleeping, and cycling through one drug after another, I just got more and more hopeless. And then the last medication I was put on was Xanax, which obviously is for anxiety. And at first I thought, oh, this is the miracle I'm looking for, because now something really is knocking me out. But it didn't take long until I realized that, well, it's sort of knocking me out, but not totally. And I'd wake up just, hungover, the drug headache, the brain fog all day long. Then that led to, I started noticing these other symptoms where I thought, my goodness, do I have Parkinson's? Because I would shake like a leaf all day long. And I'm in an industry where I cut hair, so I have to hold a scissor steady. And there were just days when I felt like I couldn't do that. So I went to the doctor and we ruled out that, no, I don't have Parkinson's. It's just some neurological thing. And all along I kept thinking, this is drug related. This is all related to everything. It's what I'm doing every day that's causing this neurological effect. So, and in the meantime, I'm losing my memory. I can't remember anything. And, I knew in my heart that it was drug related, but it was also, that's the end result of not sleeping well. My brain is just it's not functioning well. It's not being swept clean at night like your brain is supposed to. And so I just got more determined. Last December, I made an appointment with my doctor and I said, look, I'm getting off of Xanax. I don't care what it takes, but I'm getting off of this. I don't want to be on an anxiety drug the rest of my life, because there's no quality to my life. And so my doctor sent me to another doctor. This doctor said, okay, well, we'll try this. We'll try to get you off of Xanax, and here's another drug to get you off. So I went down that path for a week or two, went completely just crazy, because coming off of Xanax is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
And then introducing another drug, just threw my brain into another down spiral. And then I just finally broke free. I just said, this is it. I'm not going to take anything. I'll just suffer it out until I figure out how to sleep, which I felt like I did that to a degree, but still not sleeping soundly, not restful sleep. And, then months and months went by, still being frustrated. And then one day I listened to a lot of different health podcasts, and I ran across a podcast with you speaking on the subject matter of insomnia and, sleep deprivation. And I was just completely captivated by this conversation that you were having about this. And that's when I connected with you, Devin. And as soon as I did that, as soon as I made that decision and you connected with me, I just immediately felt like, okay, it's going to be okay now. Because, I felt like I had a tangible tool, a tangible resource that, would finally bring that relief before I just felt like my anxiety just started to diminish about, the whole sleep thing. I just felt like, okay, someone's holding my hand through this, and now I don't have to feel like I'm doing this alone. And there's real tangible tools that I can start to incorporate into my daily life. And so, I no longer feared the going to bed and wondering what the night was going to be like. It's just like, it's like a supernatural thing. I just started to just relax about it. And part of what you taught me was not to get all fearful and fret about, even if I had a bad night. And this was key to me too. I've stopped looking at it with fear, and I've started it's weird. It's almost like embracing the process, step at a time, one day at a time, just started moving through this. And then I found myself, wow, advancing forward and having better nights. And then, having the aura ring that was like proof in my face that I was sleeping better. Now I've seen that sleep efficiency just move way up into the 90s, and a lot of the red lines disappearing, and seeing, wow, now this is real proof that I really am sleeping. I'm sleeping like a normal person, and I'm starting to get into a pattern of sleep. And one thing I realized, and I didn't really completely recognize this when I was on all the medications just take away your natural circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I couldn't understand how I could be so exhausted, tired. And 11 o'clock would come around at night, and I would feel physically tired but not sleepy. And the longer I would stay awake at night, the more awake I would be. And what I've realized coming off the sleep medications is that my body has suddenly come back to its own natural circadian rhythm.
Yes.
And so now at like 10 o'clock at night, or maybe earlier than that, I am sleepy. I can't wait to go to bed because I'm sleepy tired. I've never been sleepy tired. I can go to bed at night, and number one, I don't fear the night. I just go to bed and I fall asleep. More times than not, I fall asleep quickly. That kind of wakefulness in the night has also, gone away. It's so wonderful to wake up in the morning and feel like I can remember my name. I have a memory that is serving me now, instead of feeling like half my brain was gone. It just feels, I feel more youthful because, for one thing, I can remember things. I don't feel like I'm 90 years old and I have dementia. I mean, it was, and I used to apologize all the time for, I'm sorry, I can't remember. And it would be, my short-term memory would just be terrible. And I was always apologizing for not being able to remember something. I was embarrassed by that because it's like, oh my gosh, how could I forget that, And so now I don't feel handicapped that way. And I feel like I can start the day feeling refreshed, like I've had my battery charged, and I can get up and get into the day, and I don't have to be frustrated because I don't have my mind attached to me. And just, having the physical energy and the emotional energy to, go through the day. So I just feel like I have this renewed sense of being and wellness where I can meet the day and meet people, and I have the resources on board that I need just to function like a normal, healthy being. Wonderful. I call it a miracle because it truly is a miracle when you've struggled with something all of your life and suddenly, it's not a struggle anymore. It's not a big issue. I don't feel like I'm handicapped. I don't feel like I have to make excuses for how I'm living my life anymore, because now the problem is not the problem anymore. Well, I would recommend it really to anybody who is struggling, especially people who feel like they're just at the end of their rope and they just can't live life this way anymore. And getting your hands on a resource that gives you the how-to, gives you the tools. It takes you step by step. The modules were great to listen to. And those modules would play over and over in my head, from week to week. It's like, oh, yeah, I remember Devin talking about this. Okay, now I'm going to put this into practice today.
Amazing.
So I recommend it to anybody. It's just been a wonderful, miraculous thing to come into my life. And I'm just forever grateful, Devin, for the work that you do in this field and how you're helping people and how needful it is that people have a resource like what you've made available. It's just been life-changing. It's miraculous to me. I'm so grateful and thankful that, our paths did cross. And I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be connected to you and to your program, through me and all the other people that have been helped by this.